There's a moment when you hear no and everything inside of you goes quiet. It's like time freezes. Your heart sinks, your vision blurs, and the question creeps in, well, what's wrong with me? Maybe it was a job you gave your all to, or a relationship that you believed would last. Or maybe it was a dream you carried for years only to eventually watch it slip through your fingers. Rejection doesn't just hurt, it unsettles you. It makes you question your path and at times, maybe even your worth. But what if rejection isn't the end of the story? What if it's not a full stop, rather just a comma, not a closed door, simply a redirection? Today, I'm going to show you why rejection isn't the end, it's a transition. And it might just be the very thing guiding you home. There's a myth that many carry. And it's the myth that rejection equals failure, that no is the end of the road. But what if it's not the end? What if it's just a course correction? And as we dive into this topic, I want to submit this thought to you. Rejection is never final. It's always a turning point, a divine detour. It's the still small voice within you whispering, no, not this door, not this way. Try this, keep going. Rejection only becomes defeat when we let it stop us. And the real danger isn't the no, rather the story that we attach to the no. What if instead of hearing you're not good enough, you hear you're being guided to something better aligned with your calling? Rejection can either shrink your story or expand it. And whether it shrinks it or expands it, it's all up to you. It's not about the closed door. It's about where you choose to go next. Here's where rejection gets dangerous. It doesn't just challenge our plans, often it threatens our identity. Our brains are wired to look for patterns. So when we hear no more than once, we don't say, well, that just didn't work out. We say, well, maybe I'm the problem. But let me be clear. Rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's not an identity verdict. It's a moment of misalignment. That opportunity, that person, that situation, it simply didn't fit the shape of who you're becoming. And that's not a flaw, that's growth. Strong people, those anchored in self-worth, don't internalize rejection. They interpret it, they extract the insight, and they keep it moving. So how do you build that kind of strength? The first thing you need to do is remind yourself daily that your worth isn't based on outcomes. Another way you build that strength is by separating what you do from who you are. And lastly, you build that type of strength by cultivating an inner confidence that can't be shaken by a temporary no. Because rejection doesn't define you, it is your response that does. Rejection can feel like a verdict, but more often than not, it's a mirror. It doesn't decide your destiny, but it might reflect your development. And whenever you can move from I need to prove them wrong to I'm going to grow regardless, you become the type of person that isn't constantly reacting, but naturally evolving. There's some of us that are negatively motivated just as we are positively motivated. I'm the type of person that if somebody tells me no, I say, oh, really? Sit and watch me do it. And there's something to be said for wanting to prove the doubters wrong. But one of the things that I've noticed is that motivation rooted in anger may light a fire, but it all has to be linked back to your purpose. Because if you have motivation without a purpose, the flame will dwindle. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in history came from rejections. Issa was told that her voice didn't fit the mold, so she built her own platform and became one of the most authentic voices in television. Howard Schultz was rejected by over 200 investors. Now his vision, Starbucks, is a global phenomenon. And whenever I think of those that have accomplished something great, I always wonder, what if they had stopped at no? What if they had given up? What if they had become consumed by the potential delay that rejection had presented. And if you're listening to me, I want to tell you that rejection isn't a delay, it is a divine development. No now does not mean no forever. And it's up to us to swallow the pill of no, but stay steady, stay focused, stay consistent, and keep moving towards our target. Now, if we're going to deal with rejection, we must be able to distinguish redirection from resistance. Not every rejection that you're presented with in life is the same. Some no's are because you were never meant to do that thing, and some no's are a wall that you are meant to climb and persevere over. And the challenge in winning is knowing which one you're facing. Is it resistance where persistence is required? Or is it redirection where wisdom is required to pivot? Consider Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She faced daily rejection selling fax machines door to door. But instead of giving up, she tuned into her own frustrations and turned discomfort into innovation. Her billion-dollar idea was born from rejection. And often when we're in a thing, it feels as though rejection is punishment. But we need to challenge ourselves to shift that perspective. Because rejection isn't necessarily a punishment, rejection is preparation. One of the things that I challenge you to do is when rejection shows up, refuse to allow yourself to ask, why me? And in fact, instead of asking why me, challenge yourself to say, what now? Why me is the victim mentality. Why me is going to keep you stuck, wallowing. What now is a mindset of action that is going to bring your desire to you as opposed to propelling it from you. Another thought that I want you to consider is that rejection is often an indicator of high standards. Think of it like this. If you're someone who never faces rejection, you're probably someone who doesn't aim high enough. If you hanging out comfortable in the hot tub of mediocrity, you're not encountering rejection as much. But people who dream bigger, who reach further, who stretch beyond the comfort zone, they're the ones that get rejected the most. Because they're the ones that are putting themselves out there. They're the man or the woman in the arena playing for something meaningful. So another perspective to adopt is the simple thought that rejection isn't a mark of failure, it's a marker of boldness. And I would even go as far as to say that it is often a sign that you are right where you need to be, pushing boundaries, fighting the status quo, and disturbing your comfort zone. And the truth is, in life, some of our greatest protection has come gift wrapped in a box that said rejection. The job you didn't get might have drained your soul. That relationship that ended might have kept you from becoming your best self. That closed door might have led you off course. Rejection is addition by subtraction. Really, it's a selection. It's life filtering out what's not for you. So how can we become the type of person who responds to rejection with strength and strategy? How do you rise when rejection is trying to bury you? Here's a 3-step rejection response plan. Number 1, pause and process. Don't react out of pain. I'm not telling you to ignore it. You can feel it without feeding it. And the way you do that is you ask yourself, what now? Breathe, react, and separate fact from feeling. Number 2, extract the lesson. Every no carries wisdom. So ask yourself the right questions. What is this teaching me? Where can I adjust, grow, or better prepare for the next time? Because like Myron Golden says, your opportunity is coming whether you're ready for it or not. And if you're ready for it, it will reveal you. But if you're not ready for it, it will expose you. Number 3, reposition and reattempt. Get back on the horse. Don't retreat. Refocus and come back stronger. Try again with a sharper clarity and a deeper resilience. And above all, zoom out, because rejection is but for a moment, but your purpose is long term. And yes, this chapter stings. Let's not pretend that it doesn't. But also, Let's not act as if it's the whole story. Think of your life as a book. And yes, some chapters, everything's going well and you turn the page and disruption happens. But don't stop in the middle of the book. Keep writing chapters. And if you continue to write chapter after chapter, you will allow yourself to end with that happy ending. Rejection isn't blocking your destiny. It's refining it. It's sculpting you, sharpening you, and strengthening you. Failure is not the end, but giving up and refusing to continue to show up is the end. I want you to hear me. Every no is making space for your future yes. So the next time rejection knocks, don't shrink, stand tall. Listen for the lesson, look for the opening, because rejection isn't the end, it's a transition. It's not judgment, it's guidance. And it's never about your worth, it's about proper alignment. The right doors will open when you're ready to walk through them. This lesson is a continuation of our rejection video, which I'm going to link here. And always remember that growth is a journey, it's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.